Narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud. The Prophet peace be upon him said to me, recite Qur'an to me. I said to him, shall I recite it to you while it has been revealed to you? He said, I like to hear it from another person. Narrated by Ali. I heard the Prophet peace be upon him saying, in the last days of the world, there will appear young people with foolish thoughts and ideas. They will give good talks, but they will go out of Islam as an arrow goes out of its game, their faith will not exceed their throats. So, wherever you find them, kill them, for there will be a reward for their killers on the day of resurrection. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. I heard Allah's Messenger peace be upon him saying, there will appear some people among you whose prayer will make you look down upon yours, and whose fasting will make you look down upon yours, but they will recite the Qur'an which will not exceed their throats, they will not act on it, and they will go out of Islam as an arrow goes out through the game, whereupon the archer would examine the arrowhead but see nothing, and look at the unfeathered arrow but see nothing, and look at the arrow feathers but see nothing, and finally he suspects to find something in the lower part of the arrow. Narrated by Abu Musa. The Prophet peace be upon him said, the example of a believer who recites the Qur'an and acts on it, like a citron which tastes nice and smells nice. And the example of a believer who does not recite the Qur'an but acts on it, is like a date which tastes good but has no smell. And the example of a hypocrite who recites the Qur'an is like a rayhana, sweet basil, which smells good but tastes bitter, and the example of a hypocrite who does not recite the Qur'an is like a colocynth which tastes bitter and has a bad smell. Narrated by Abdullah. The Prophet peace be upon him said, recite and study the Qur'an as long as you agree about its interpretation, but if you have any difference of opinion, as regards to its interpretation and meaning, then you should stop reciting it, for the time being. Narrated by Jundub. The Prophet peace be upon him said, recite and study the Qur'an as long as you agree about its interpretation, but when you have any difference of opinion, as regards its interpretation and meaning, then you should stop reciting it, for the time being. Narrated by Abdullah. That he heard a man reciting a Quranic verse which he had heard the Prophet peace be upon him reciting in a different way. So he took that man to the Prophet, and told him the story. The Prophet peace be upon him said, both of you are reciting in a correct way, so carry on reciting. The Prophet peace be upon him further added, the nations which were before you were destroyed, by Allah, because they differed.